I'm Jimmy Lewis, and this is Tech Talk Taco Tuesday, the dirt bike podcast where we talk about motorcycle and motorcycle-related products. In Tech Talk Taco Tuesday number 48, we have a couple of awesome special guests, Johnny Campbell and Kendall Norman, fresh back from the Dakar rally, and we talk about what it's like to work on a race bike. Jimmy goes on a little KTM infomercial. We hit on the XR650, and we talk about the battle between the Honda CRF 450X and the 450RX, as well as answer a lot of the questions that you have. And I have two experts to help me out, so it can't be that bad. This show is brought to you by Climb has been with this show since the beginning, and I really appreciate that. What I like even better is that the gear is super awesome. I've been wearing it since the beginning. It's evolved a bunch. It's very durable, really good fitting. They have features on their gear that are pretty much industry leading, and I appreciate that because that's what I wear when I get to do fun stuff, and I'm comfortable, and I like almost everything that they make. So if you are looking for a change of gear or you're looking for the best gear, I think you won't be disappointed by trying Climb. So give them a look. Also, Kate's Real Food. They're the maker of the Kate's Bar you always hear me talking about. This is real food, real energy. It's just the best thing you can have out on the trail when you're hungry. You know, so I carry them in my fanny packs. I carry them in my jacket pockets. I have them stashed all over the place. I'm like a chipmunk, always, pulling out a Kate's Bar. So if you are looking for some Kate's, you can always email me, and I might be able to give you a little discount code. So when you're hungry, look for a Kate's Bar. Along with Taco Moto. So you've heard us talk about Taco Mike on the show. He's been a guest host a few times. Taco Moto Co., that's how you find him on the web, sells a lot of the kind of cool and unique tuning products that you need to get your emissions-compliant bike running up to snuff. So if you have questions, he has answers, and he can also sell you the stuff. So if we can't answer the question here, which we hope we can, maybe he can answer the question over there, and he can also sell you the parts that you might need to get your especially KTM or Husky dual sport bike running like a champ. Anyways, it's tacomoto.co and DDC Racing. That's Delaney Drive Components. They're makers of very strong, durable, chromoly, chrome-plated sprockets. If you've seen these things, they look like Swiss cheese. They're super light for a steel sprocket. They last forever. They come with a 1-year warranty, and they are built by riders who really care about keeping riding areas open. So if you're interested in some good drive systems parts, check out ddcracing.net. That's Delaney Drive Components. Now, here's the show. Live from the beautiful dirt valley of Pahrump, where we have dirt people and Johnny Campbell and Kendall Norman, along with myself, Jimmy Lewis. This is Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. It's where we answer motorcycle and motorcycle-related questions when I'm not busy talking about myself or how fast I used to be or about me racing. Then we answer your motorcycle and dirt bike questions. I call on experts to answer the difficult questions. Otherwise, I just make it up, and you get what you pay for. And I got to get back to that guy who actually sent in a donation on somehow he did it through PayPal through an email account I don't have set up over there, but I'll get back to you. It basically means I'm going to refund your money, even though George says I should take it and buy beer. I'm joined by a couple of guys who just recently got back from Saudi Arabia. They probably know way more about the Dakar and Ricky Brabeck's awesome performance than anybody else. So I'm super stoked to have them. So if you have questions about that, they can probably answer 9 out of 10 questions without getting in trouble, right?
Yeah, maybe yeah. Like 8.5.
You got to talk to that thing a little closer. There you go.
We'll put it close to my lips.
Yeah. So if you have those kind of questions, we can work on those. We've got our questions that we pulled off of our YouTube videos. So if you have stumbled across this somehow other than it being live right now, you probably found it on YouTube. It may be a podcast that you're listening to that we're going to get hooked up. Gabe, how's that going? So far, so good, which means nothing has been accomplished, or at least no problems have occurred in the thinking about what he was actually going to do. Like nothing burnt down. We didn't lose any of our old audio files, any of that stuff. Right? Am I right? Yeah, there's a thumbs up on that one. Thanks to Taco Mike, the seed money that has been placed in Gabe's pocket, and I didn't see him for like 5 days after he left with that. So it obviously there was enough gas money to drive around Pahrump quite a bit and not come over and work on the project. So good on that. Got a few people in the room. Wow, we're almost to 50, George. Almost to 50 people. You're not gonna. And so George is live. We have a good crowd tonight. We got George is in here. New York Jim. Logan is sitting over there on the couch, believe it or not, chatting it up with everybody, which is kind of unusual. Mojave Bob's going to stand here and groan and cause problems. And other than that, how's it going, guys?
We're good. We're on. We're excited to be here, Jimmy. Thanks for inviting us to the Dirt Valley. It's the only place to ride dirt bikes, and we love it. So super stoked to be here. And whatever we got to talk about tonight will be very fun and interesting.
Hey, Kendall, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
You know, I don't know if have you ever watched this show? I'm going to pour a little tequila here. So that's
bits and pieces. I watched it live once.
So Logan would probably tell you if he talked. Part of the job of the co-hosts on the show is when Jimmy starts, pouring this stuff and wants to talk, you have to talk. I mean, when I pour this and then I don't want to talk, then that's your, cue to talk. Gives me time to, do something else.
So we talk.
Right.
Well, I gave it to Kendall, so right. I guess I'll talk. Mm-hmm. So he's going to drink.
What do we have here?
That was the last of George's Centenario.
Oh, okay.
So that's the other thing sometimes we do on the shows.
Cheers,
we do don't shoot it, it's sipping tequila. Yeah, we don't drink the junk around here. You want some, Johnny? Can somebody find Johnny another shot glass in the house?
I don't know if I need it. I could just start jibber jabbering, talking. I really don't talk that much anyway, but
we're gonna make you. Actually, doesn't that's what Faye said. Faye said, give him tequila and then he won't shut up.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you go to that last party we were at?
Oh yeah, No, I was there. You were in the band at the end of the night.
Me, Gnarly Dave,
Yeah, the usual stuff.
The whole Flash Pants crew was going off.
So we're finishing off of George's this, and then someone else brought us another one that we're going to take care of here in a little bit. This Suzanne, that's my tequila nemesis. Bought us the El Padrino, so that one's going to go away pretty soon. And let's see. So we'll start with the questions. So Johnny, your job is you. That's the person's name.
MP.
Yeah.
MP.
And then that's his question.
Yeah, maybe I should hold this out here a little bit further. So MP commented, traded in a HD yesterday, picking up a 2020 XCW TP.
TPI.
Do you say that TPI or TP2 or is that a typo?
It's a TPI with an exclamation point because he's super stoked about it.
TPI. Keeping the 2018 EXC 500F, Wife Rides XC 2002. Thumbs up.
So he's commented on our MP was commenting on the KTM 300 video, which we get a lot of comments on that. That's one of our most watched videos. So if you're curious about that bike, that wasn't even a question. That was just a comment. Now, what does Grant Lingley say?
I don't know, but MP, he ought to roll down to his local Honda dealer and pick him up. Pick up a Honda. This guy's. So Grant Lingley commented, fantastic review, and knowing what a difference the 2020 model is, well, likely my next machine. Not sure what he's talking about there, but
I think he's saying that he liked the review and that he's going to get one of those too, a 2020.
I could just comment, do the same thing. Roll down your Honda dealer, pick up a red bike, and you'll be much happier.
Okay. And what does Mike Moore say?
Great review. So Mike Moore's pretty pumped on it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's I mean I love those reviews. It gets us excited. We spend a lot of time putting those together. We try to make them really informative, and then what does Mips say?
Mips, I'm getting tired of KTM infomercials. So many other Browns out there.
So I think is Mips one of your buddies?
I told him to call in.
he wrote on the video. He called the KTM 300 test a video test an infomercial. So it's just another one of the KTM infomercials. You know what I was going to mention, Kendall, is you understand. So you didn't know the rule about you when I start fidgeting around and looking for my shot glass that you're supposed to start talking. But the other thing I like on this show is Husabergs. And you probably rode with me sometimes when I had a Husaberg.
Yeah. When nobody ever rode a Husaberg, you always had a Husaberg.
Do you know? Did you notice? You probably did. How much power that thing had? That thing had a lot of power. Yeah. That'll go right there. Yeah, good. They have the 570 specifically has a lot of power. So. Kendall knows.
Yeah.
He used to give me all kinds of crap for riding that thing. Hey, did anybody see the picture that if you're watching on Victor's watch party, the picture of that chain and sprocket? I think it just kind of popped up someplace on my screen right here. I want to show you this, Johnny, so you can see this. Oh no, that wasn't. It's not that one. That one's not bad. I've done that before. Hey, Victor, throw that up in the chat room on our thing, because that sprocket was weeded. That thing was really, really bad.
I haven't seen one that bad since Kendall rode to Cabo and back on the same one.
An aluminum sprocket?
I think they got their money's worth.
Yeah, you should have got a DDC. We don't really have too many sponsors and stuff now. So if you want to know how to keep a Dakar bike running, you should Kendall. We're going to give out his phone number here pretty soon. How was that working on that bike that whole time?
Oh, it was a good experience. It was a lot of work, and I was really happy to get through that.
Were you stressed?
There was some. I mean, it was a pretty stressful situation at times, just because of the situation we were in.
Yeah,
and it was my first time doing that. But I feel like with all the help I had from the people around me, definitely made it easier.
Harder than being a racer?
It's different. different level.
Yeah. I mean, in reality, there's as much pressure on you as there is on Ricky. If that bike breaks, and it was something you did, how gnarly would that feel?
Yeah, no, I couldn't make a mistake. And you get to the point where you start double checking, triple checking, quadruple checking things, like second guessing yourself. But usually I tried to stay with that bike all the way until I felt confident that Ricky was going to be able to bring her home the next day. And that's what I did every day. Yeah. And even if I had to be the last mechanic working on the bike, I still gave it my best.
Yeah, no, it didn't. And good on you, because I mean, I remember when you started coming back and you were working on the Mint bike, and you just like when the Mint bike was out here and you guys are testing, and just like we're in here eating and we're in here doing other stuff, and you're in the garage, just super focused. And it's the same kind of like level of focus I used to see when you were getting ready to race. Just like you get that like kind of deer in the headlights intensity focused on it. So that was pretty cool. Let's see. Questions. Jimmy, the king of the motos wore you down and now you're sick. Thanks, Eric. You should have told me that before, and then I wouldn't have raced it. So let's see. Jason Abbott, the boys, good stuff. So Jason is our Honda media contact.
Yeah, Jason.
So Brent Asper asks, would you recommend buying a shorter bike like a Honda CRF 230F that fits my wife better, or a bike like a taller KTM 250 EXCF and modifying it to fit a shorter rider? Okay, we're going to go around the horn, starting with Kendall.
Was it a 230? They said.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I go 230.
Yeah, 230. We're talking for the wife. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for ease of just not having to put a bunch of money into your bike and be able to ride a bulletproof bike for a long, long time, the CRF is definitely the one to go with. It takes the hand of like the old XRs where you just never had to work on them, just ride them.
Air cooled, starts right up all the time.
Yeah.
No radiators to bend. Heavy, so it's stable. All the good things. So my take on that is when you lower a taller bike, they start handling funny, and the Honda is designed to be that height, and it's all good. So yeah, you can do that when I'm talking. It's all good. But if and I always say everybody's worried about putting their feet on the ground or touching the ground, and you don't ride with your feet on the ground, so that should be kind of not your primary concern when you're doing a bike, especially both feet on the ground. If you can get one foot on the ground, you're fine. So a lot of people kind of do a lot of judgment based on what bike they're going to get based on putting 2 feet in the ground, and maybe it's not your best course of action. So and if you're buying the bike for yourself, but you just want, because you want to have a smaller bike to play around on, and you've got to decide what you really want, not just pretend like you're buying it for your wife, right?
Yeah, you don't want to pretend like that. I've done that. I'm a culprit. Ask Faye.
Ask Heather how many bikes she has. Hey Jim, how was Heather's KTM 1190 today?
Nice.
Yeah, you gave it a flat tire though. Yeah. She won't ever know.
Yeah, Faye always says, hey, I want my own bike. I'm like, you got 30 of them in the garage. What do you want? Just take one.
Yeah. So Heather Wilson says she has a KTM 250 Freeride and she loves it, and she's 5'6". So, Brent, that might answer that question. Eric Featherston says, drink more quality tequila and you will feel better, at least sleep better. Well, Eric, on that note, I am being very careful because the cough medicine I took today told me not to mix it with alcohol. So I made sure I took that earlier, and I didn't mix it with my tequila like in the glass. So I'm doing the rules.
Wait, this isn't cough syrup?
No. Well, the whiskey is.
The tequila will kill the bacteria.
Jackie Hudson Short is on this. We're going to get picked on now.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she's ready for Taco Tuesday. Somebody told me Rodrigo Lope says, good job at King of the Motos. I don't really like to talk about racing, so we're not going to talk about it. Let's see. CM Johnson, XR60 650R. The BRP is the best bike ever built. What's the BRP? Big Red Pig. Regret selling mine. Hey, I have one in the garage, and if I have to go riding with these guys tomorrow, I was actually thinking about taking it out because it has brand new tires on it, and it still starts up.
You should take it out. I just did a little jet tuning job on our boy Mark Kapelkoff's bike.
Oh yeah. He said he was going to pick that thing up.
Yeah. Hey, XR650 made our career. We love it too.
I was XR600 though.
Yeah.
I wish I could have raced 650. Actually, I did race this. Remember, I hate to talk about racing. Remember the reveal ride at Vegas to Reno that we should have won?
Yeah, I remember that one well.
Yeah. You know what? The rock that I hit is on the route we might ride tomorrow. Yeah. I can show you it. It's still there.
Coming right into Cottontail.
Yeah. So, XR650, I was so much better than the 600.
We would have won.
If I hadn't crashed. I know, but I actually think we shouldn't have changed the last tire. I think we should have stayed out in front and tried to make dust. And then the potential for them to get past you. I mean, they had us beat on time.
Hey, we're talking about racing. Do you know that?
Oh, okay. I'll shut up. Well, I was talking about myself though. So it's okay, right? Doesn't mix the rules? Scott Lee says, IndyCar this year, it looked like the bikes were kept under their own tent. Is this a first?
No. In Dakar, we always keep the team bikes under our tents in the bivouac. That's common practice. And
Except for the marathon days.
in the marathon days, you have, the super marathon was a special one where only the elite riders, they kept their bikes outside in a special park. It was outside the bivouac, like a half mile away. And it was just the elite riders, and they sat out in the middle of the desert overnight. Could have came by and rode them.
They didn't guard. They guarded him.
They had a couple camels there. It's all right.
It says, wasn't there a compound for the bikes to be parked in overnight in the past?
No. There's usually in rally, there's never a park for May, except for at the beginning and the end of the event.
And then he says, I remember Ricky saying that last year someone messed with his suspension overnight.
That was in a closed park, and that was actually a special. That was a special occurrence where they had a liaison, and then they had a closed park, and then they had another liaison on the next day. So that was a kind of a unique situation.
Yeah, and some kid named Preston Campbell just joined in. I wonder if he has any questions.
Squirrel.
The good thing, Preston, is you can probably ask him questions and I'll say them out loud, and then he'll probably have to answer them. So I dare you. Let's see. Oh, Brent is looking for something with more range than a free ride. He wants 100 to 150 miles. So you need a bigger gas tank for that. Let's see. What? Something about ice racing and ovals? I don't know.
I think Kendall's the only one here crazy enough to. No, you're pretty crazy. You probably
do ice racing?
Yeah, have you done it before?
I have not. Never done. You done ice racing, Kendall?
No, I want to.
Yeah,
it'd be fun.
You know, it's funny. We were looking at Kendall was looking on the table there, and I have this thing from American Super Camp, the flat track thing. And he picks it up and he goes, "Hey, this looks just like that thing that they give you at American Super Camp, the how to go around the turn and stuff." And I'm like, "Yeah, that is what it is." And he's like, "Oh, I went there." So he's a graduate as well. So and we tried to get the flat.
Graduated, did
you? Did I graduate? Well, I didn't get a patch that said graduate on it, did I? I just walked away with dirty boots. Yeah, there's mud on my jersey from getting roosted. It wasn't racing. It was training. It was learning a new skill. We would have done flat track today, but we couldn't get a water boy. Hey, see, now Jason's doing his job. Look at this.
Oh.
Because I have to read all these things. He says the new 2019-2020 CRF 250F is fuel injected, has green sticker, and has all the engine and chassis. Has all new engine and chassis. Night and day better than the old 230F. A real motorcycle and real fun. Almost sounded like an ad read, didn't it?
He's doing his job.
Yeah.
He's doing his job.
That's good. So Jason is suggesting stay away from the old 230, buy a new 250. And I putted one around recently, and it definitely is a step. It's a better. Any bike that goes to fuel injection, like for me, is way better because you lose that little bit of lag.
Yeah, and one thing about that is a lot of times those bikes, they sit for a little while, and the fuel nowadays really wreaks havoc on jets, and so that kind of cures that problem. So it's a very nice bike.
You got a date with Mike Sandoval this weekend?
Me?
Yeah. He asks, what are you doing this weekend?
Well, I talked to Fabmaster, and he was thinking about racing a District 38 race.
In a UTV.
In his UTV, yeah. So I know Mikey Sandoval will probably be down there.
Yep.
So, Honda Talon Racing, Raceco USA.
Yep. I was talking to him when I was trying to make mine straight again. I have an older Polaris that I bend up, and he gave me some tips. He told me how to
get a bigger bar,
caster, camber, all that stuff like that, toe in. stuff I don't know about. Kendall, who is your all-time favorite chase driver?
Oh, for sure, Donovan.
Donovan?
Donovan Furman. You know Donovan?
Oh yeah, yeah. Mine it's between Kripa, Eric Kripa, and Red.
Yeah.
For two completely different reasons. Kripa, because you knew your bike was going to, no matter what, haul ass, even if you didn't want it to, even if it was just a pre-runner. He was going to tune your bike like all the time. And then he was tuning the truck when he wasn't tuning the bike, like giving the truck a lower center of gravity by packing different. So it would handle the, those Baja roads better.
That's important, especially those guys driving as fast as they did.
Yeah.
But super fun.
Johnny, who's your favorite chase truck driver?
Oh man. I've had a number of them over the years, but I think from TJ being angry, I'd say, the veins popping out of his arms, to Kendall's grandpa Donovan, Red Austin.
What about from Chervy's?
Oh, Walter.
Walter.
Yeah, Walter was pretty awesome. Yeah, he was super fun. He was my Italian mechanic in the 2001 Dakar, and then he started coming over to the Baja 1000s and sporting. So he did a great job.
He'd bring me a sexy shirt.
Yeah,
a Cherby sexy shirt.
Cherby's full netted. You can see your nipples right through it. I don't know. I couldn't wear them, but you could.
Yeah. Speaking of nipples, George has a tech tip that he wants me to share with everybody. When you're working on your bike on the lift, because he brought a lift over here because he doesn't like working on the ground. You have to be careful because the lift can elevate the bike up higher than it usually is. And when you're walking around it, you can tear your nipple off on the license plate. So it doesn't happen when it's on the ground, but maybe unless you're kind of short like George's. But when you lift it up just a little, make it easier to work on, you can tear your nipple off. So just a tech tip that you should be aware of. So now you know.
And if you wear a nipple ring, it might be even higher danger. I've seen that wreak havoc on guys loading rally bikes before.
Oh no, Kendall, yeah. You don't know how pierced up, are you?
Never heard.
Our old team manager Raul, he was victim.
Oh jeez. Jimmy, do you still have the eStart 650R? Yes, I do, except the eStart doesn't work. So it's just 18 pounds of extra ballast on the motorcycle. It kind of, if the battery's good, it'll clank and make some kind of noises and some grinding stuff. But unfortunately, Alan Roach of Baja Designs had a few of those pinion gears that used to go around the flywheel, and his storage container got broken into, and someone actually stole them.
Oh my gosh!
So, and I think they had like 100 or 150 of them made, and they're never to be made again because they're ridiculously expensive. So, anybody want to buy that? You want to buy that thing? So Kip says, "Great job to all three of you on the Dakar effort." Johnny Campbell, did you get to party and sing with the band at the Baja HQ Dakar party?
I definitely did, and it was a lot of work over the last several years here, and to achieve what I've been calling greatness achieved is just on multiple levels. Ricky being the first American to win, breaking KTM's 18-year win streak, Honda's first win in 31 years. I mean, for me, it was greatness, and it still feels good and gives me goosebumps that we were able to pull that all together, and it took an amazing team to surround Ricky. I knew that going in with Ricky, getting Jimmy on board, getting Kendall on board, and Hide and myself, and just surrounding him with a really solid crew, and that's what it took to get him to the level he's at now.
And the fact that he did all the stupid stuff we told him to do. It wasn't really stupid stuff, but it seemed like it at the time. I don't want to do that. Yeah, you
Why
do.
are we doing this? This isn't like Dakar.
It's like it's lessons. They're just like little lessons that somehow we've had to learn from doing Dakar or doing,
Or doing it wrong.
We just trying to make it so you make less mistakes. It's really just preventing mistakes is like a lot of what that kind of racing is. It's just make less mistakes.
Make less and recover quicker.
So Kendall, you got a couple questions here. Victor says you need to drink 2 more shots so you can relax. And then Jeff wants to know if you're going to go do the Dakar. You did the Dakar.
So we might run out of tequila before I relax.
Oh, you want to see what I got for Valentine's Day? Here, try this. You finish that one first, but this is good. It's Heather got that for me. It tells you what's in it too. It's like all natural and stuff. I think most tequila is.
Wow, looks nice. Yeah, I did do the Dakar. I lived the Dakar experience, and it was something. And we'll see.
You did the training too.
Yeah, I mean, we went all in, like Johnny said. We put the work in, and I haven't been here as long as Johnny, but we put a lot of work in, and yeah, it was really good to get the results and the rewards that we got from it.
Yeah. I'll have you know he can navigate too, even if he doesn't have a GPS. So I don't know how you were keeping up with us that day, but he just beating me up the whole time. He just kept trying to make me ride faster, and I didn't want to.
Yeah, it was good times.
Let's see. Tom Ben Veverin says, "Hey guys, tomorrow is Preston Petty's 79th birthday. That makes him almost as old as Nate, right? Maybe give him a shout out. Okay, yeah. Preston, I think he's been wearing the same clothes since he was 18, right? He's always wearing his jumpsuit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I think it really impressive nostalgic, figure in our sport, coming out with the plastic fenders. I mean, that's like revolutionary. And he was good friends with Franco Iturbi's.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, shout out to him and happy birthday. And that's pretty awesome. And my son's name is Preston.
Yeah. I already saw Preston at a Motion Pro event a few years back, and he was wearing his coveralls and Chris Carter from Motion Pro has tons of vintage bikes, like really cool vintage bikes. And I got to walk around with Preston, and, he knew about all the old stuff, and it was kind of cool to, him telling you about the old stuff. But what he was most interested in was the electric bike. They had some Zeros there, and I think he'd been flat tracking on them, and I'm pretty sure it was Zero. But he was so interested in the modern, the old stuff was like, okay, yeah, it kind of been there and done that, and now this is where it's going. He was a kick to hang out with, so pretty cool. Let's see. Victor thinks that the guy who was asking about a bike for his wife should get her a CR500. Yeah, you didn't see that coming, did you?
Hey, I wore out a few. I let Faye ride my 500 once. I said, well, if you can start it, you can ride it. She fired that thing up and pang, pang, pang right over.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
you should go for it.
That doesn't work anymore. That if you can start it, you can ride it kind of thing, because everything has electric start. Doesn't like all these old tricks don't seem to work. Let's see. Andrew McDaniel says, by the way, I will now part with my XR650R, and he's saying that it's better than stock because Steve Henschfield helped him set it up. So, yeah, just log into the chat room, and I'm sure most of the guys here will sell you some of the junky bikes that they don't want anymore. Johnny, did you ever ride and race with Scott Summers?
Yeah, I did actually. Some of our career paths, crossed, and I had an opportunity to go back to Scott's Ranch in Kentucky at 2 different occasions. One in like 96, and rode my first GNCC in Ohio, and it was muddy, greasy, toughest thing I ever did. I was riding, And the ruts were so deep, the leading axle fork was like hanging up on, I was riding a 600. It was the same as, like Scott's bike.
No, but didn't he have his magic fork and shocks?
Yeah, but he had the white power upside down forks at one time.
Yeah.
But he always went back to the Showas.
The conventional.
Yeah, the conventional with the Eric Krippa mods and stuff in them. And those were his fave, He did have the WP rear shock that he swore by, and it really helped him. But yeah, so I went back there and we rode, and I was on my last lap of that GNCC, and I was just done struggling. My thighs were burning, holding my legs up in the mud the whole time. And Scott, I think, had a problem during that race. And so Ogilvy went back there with me, and he told Scott, hey, go follow Johnny. I don't know if he's going to make it. And so I got to this one point. We went down this big hill and this big old creek, and then came up the other side. And it was so sloppy. I remember everything I could do. I got down the bottom. I got stuck. Scott came up behind me, rode my bike up the hill for me. I hiked up. He went back down and rode his up. So we had a lot of fun back there. It was a good time.
Yeah, I got to go and do some stories, go race with Scott, and stay at his ranch and had that whole similar experiences. Except I got to ride an XR 280, so it's a little bit easier than riding the big bikes. Robert Miller also asked Johnny, did you ever ride the Honda TR 200 Fat Cat?
the Fat Cat. I think I might have putted that thing around out in Lucerne Valley once or twice, but.
Hey,
no.
my dad has one, so I put some serious time on him.
Mashing the poison oak trails, your trails.
They're really fun. Like, they power slide with those big old tires, but when they start bouncing, watch out.
Yeah, I'm glad that didn't take catch on. So Rodrigo Lopes asks, it seems like the KTM 300 TPI lost horsepower compared to the 2017 Mikuni carburetor. Why do you think, and why? It says thing. I'm serious. I didn't mispronounce that. Thank you. Is that baiting the hook? Does anybody want to know if is he baiting the hook? He's trying to get me going. Everybody. So there's the people that are really stuck on carburetors. They like carburetors. And they'll always find some sort of nugget on why that's horribly jetted. Actually, it wasn't that bad, but it was not a fuel injected bike. And so Rodrigo, I gotta ask you. So when you're riding that bike and you've got that throttle wide open, I mean, you're stretching the throttle cable, right? Your Mikuni cable that goes to the carburetor. You're stretching that throttle cable. And the bike's reaching peak horsepower. Now, that's right where it's pulling super hard and you're not going to over rev. I'm talking about when that power valve's right wide open. So you're riding that like that all the time, and that number is a little bit bigger than the number on your other one, or did you find some guy on the internet that said that the number's less? Because the number you're talking about, that peak horsepower number, that's when your throttle's wide open, you're wide open, and you're at peak horsepower, peak RPM. That number, that's the one you're concerned about, right? That's where I ride all the time. You ride all the time there?
Never.
Kendall?
I try.
Yeah, I know you try. Yeah, that's okay. So that number may be more than the one that the new bike makes, but I'm not sure. I think you actually they make a lot of different carburetors, and I bet you could actually take a carburetor and you could probably drill a hole in your gas tank on your fuel injected bike and put a regular petcock in there and run the fuel down to your carburetor. You just throw all that electric stuff aside, and it probably might make more horsepower too. But because all those extra wires and stuff, I mean, what do you need?
Don't we have one of those out in your garage here?
The 300 TPI?
No, the one with the hole in the tank and the carburetor.
I have a couple of them, I think. I was trying to modify. Actually, that's it. Why do I even bother doing this podcast, trying to make money doing this? I should just invent the carburetor conversion kit because it'll make more horsepower. There is no way that I'm going to walk away right now. I'm going to do the carburetor conversion kit because everybody knows that the carburetor conversion kits in all the fuel injected cars are the rage now, right? That's what everybody goes and backs and gets, because we're all driving with the pedal mashed and wide open and, want peak horsepower. There's nothing about drivability. Nothing. Sorry, Rodrigo. I'm sorry that you thanked me. What do I think? Did I explain what I thought, or did I just make a joke? I don't think it matters. I don't think that number. You know what I would really do if that happened to me, if I had the old bike and I put it on the dyno and I put the new bike on the dyno, I would go find another dyno to put my TPI bike on that made more horsepower than the first dyno. That's what I would do. So, and Mark Daniels tells me that pinion gear can be made by a machinist. And I have one thing: at what cost? But if you know somebody, send them my way. Marco joined. He wants to come and pick up his KTM 250 EXC that actually has been lowered for his wife.
Marco.
I'm not kidding. There's a lowered KTM 250 EXC out there that we got running. Let's see. Johnny, are you guys worried about Ricky Brabeck jumping ship now for a better offer?
Nah.
Nah?
I don't think Ricky'd do that to us. You think?
I don't know. When's his contract up?
His contract up is 2022 Dakar after that. So we're not worried about it.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it then. Yeah, if he's around for a while. So if he wins 2 more, then I'd be really worried about it. Because then you know how much money gets thrown at somebody like that?
Yeah, we'll worry about it then.
Yeah, worry about it then.
We're locked in for the next 2, so Honda's pretty happy with him, and Ricky's happy where he's at.
Yeah, I would be happy too. Let's see. And Marco says, solid crew watching this and learning. Thanks for the lessons. Kendall, you got to give Marco a riding tip right now because I'm busy for a second if you pass that thing over here. Do you know Marco?
A riding tip. I mean, looking ahead at where you're going and not looking ahead is a really good riding tip to practice. And
you know Marco, don't you? Remember he kind of sponsored Quinn in District 37 back when Quinn started riding the XR600.
He invented snowboarding?
He invented snowboarding.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, no, that's for him specifically, that's a really good tip. Right, Marco?
We try to roll on the throttle smooth, but also roll off the throttle just as smooth.
Yeah. Let's see. So there, Marco, you got a lesson, and I may or may not see you tomorrow, depending on where I'm riding or when I'm riding. Preston Campbell, when are we going to ride at the cabin? Preston, when your mom wants to go up to the cabin, we can go ride up there because evidently I was mean to her, and she's afraid to go back. So you got to talk Faye into going, and then we'll ride up to the cabin. But right now, actually, Dave sent me a picture from the cabin, so he got up there in the snow.
Hey, come on, Jimmy. He needs a half-day ride. A real legit half-day ride.
We kind of did that to him when I have pictures of it when he was on the
150.
Was he on the 150?
Yeah.
Or was it 85?
Hey, 12 hours or 150 miles.
Yeah, the real one. I can barely do those anymore. But was it the 150? Because when he stalled, is that when we made him do push-ups?
Yeah, every time.
Yeah,
it's hard, hard to keep a motocross bike like that running on those trails.
And Ricky thought he was special with us picking on him. Hey, Preston, you remember that? How much did we make you do push-ups? I remember we got up to that broken down cabin that was on the way up there, and he was pooped. He was done. You're like, do push-ups.
I think his favorite thing was buying the frozen steaks, putting in the backpack in Mojave, and then riding the cabin and then cooking them. That's what he always talks about.
Yeah, we can do that. We'll do a half day ride. Kendall will go with us. We'll ride down one of those downhills that you showed me what it was like to go down one of those downhills. And I'm like, the first time I thought, you're crazy. And then the second time I'm like, no, this guy's really good. Like I'm getting old and washed up. Let's see. Andrew says he'll never kickstart it. Something about kickstarting an XR650. I don't understand. I actually they start really good for such a.
Those things start simple as long as they're jetted right and piece of cake. But if I was him, I'd just get a 450X with a button. I mean,
I know Rob. So there's Rob from Rescue 3 and Andrew from Rescue 3. Rob just he was an XR650L guy. Loved that thing. And I saw him riding around on his new 450. He's got it all gizmo gadgeted out. He has lots of stuff on the handlebars and some bags because he, carries the rescue stuff with him. And anytime anybody would listen, I heard him talking about how much he liked that bike. And I don't know what Andy has. I'm not sure what Andy's. He might still be riding around at 650. Now they're making deals on trying to buy each other's bikes here in the forum right in front of us. Jamie Campbell mentions, Johnny, does everyone know that your little brother was faster than you?
Yeah, Jamie, he beat me a couple times, but he couldn't stay off the ground as much, so he desired a cage. So when we put him in the cage, he's really happy with that new Honda Talon.
Yeah,
Raceco's making all sorts of nice parts.
And Raceco is his company.
Raceco USA, Jamie Campbell.
Yep,
he's Fab Master.
The Fab Master. He built the XR 100 that we raced the Baja 500 on. That's how I got my factory ride with you that year. Remember?
Yeah,
that was my tryout.
That was your tryout. You had to ride an XR80 in the Baja 500.
Hey, this is of important note to you, Kendall. Jamie never got his hardcore trail riding license.
Really?
He could never do the half day trail ride. He tried. So I think he had like 5 tryouts. And one of the rules on those trail rides is you're not allowed to cuss. You can't say bad words, especially when your bike's like kind of off the trail and you can't get it back on, and you're like, we're waiting for you around the corner, and you just hear like bad words. That's an instant demerit. So Jamie was so close once. We were on this one switchback trail, and we were basically down and it was roads all the way back, and all you heard was, I can't say that word. Like it echoed. He knew. He knew. Yeah, he couldn't. I think I don't know if he was on a XR, probably an XR 600.
It was 600 days.
XR 600. Yeah. So I just remember me and Dave just going, "Oh man." So okay.
So Preston, that just means we need to invite Uncle Jamie on the next trail ride.
Yeah. Then that way I won't be the most out of shape dude. I saw Jamie. I saw Jamie at the Baja HQ thing. So he's actually looking pretty good. I thought Jamie would be a much bigger boy by now. Like quite a bit bigger.
He's doing great.
So here's Chris Reel. Did you notice I got the name right this time? Chris says, do a twin carb model replacement on the TPI. Use the XR500 manifold. That might work. That's even before your time, right, Johnny? Did you ever have to work on those twin carb XRs?
I've touched on those things. My dad had a twin carb 600. But Ogilvy showed me a little bit about them, but fortunately, they went away, pretty much extinct by the time I started those bikes.
I had a twin carb 200, XR 200R with the RFVC head, and it used to like to burn holes in the piston when I would hold it wide open, like at peak RPM, stretching the throttle cable in a sand wash. Because you know what's funny is I ride some of my older KTM RFS 250s. So same like 2004 or 5, kind of same time when the CRF 250X came out. And you ride those turds now, and see how much power they're getting out. Like if you compared like the CRF 250X there, to an RX, for instance, it's just like there's no comparison in power.
No.
Yeah, I mean the torque's pretty good on both of them. The older bikes have good torque. They just don't rev and make the kind of power that the new bikes.
Yeah, and it's all application. I mean, the 250X was a really great trail riding bike, but the RX, you could trail ride it just fine, but it's also a very
you can moto it.
Yeah,
I feel like I can almost moto it better than the R. For me, it has
vet
style.
Has a little more torque and but it's it's a full on supersonic race bike.
So it'd be interesting to like ride that old 200R to ride, or even the old XR 250, compared to what a turn, man. How slow must those things have been?
I got to say, XR 250. Preston had one in the shop this week. His buddy wanted. He said, just make it run. Well, the thing wasn't immaculate. It was still like a 2002 XR 250. But Preston, he cleaned the pilot jet, got it running for him and stuff. But then he went and rode it, and Preston goes, "Dad, this is just like a big XR 100."
Yeah, power to weight might be the same.
Yeah, it's pretty close for sure.
Yeah. Kip wants to know if Ricky is doing the Sonora Rally.
Yeah, we haven't announced anything yet, but unofficially, we'll be down at the Sonora Rally with Ricky, and hopefully we have a really good time. That's one of my favorite races, by the way. It's really Darren Skilton does a really great job with that.
It's because you got to go pre-running with me down there, like what, 15 years ago.
15 years ago,
20 years ago. Yeah, it was
filled up the 7-gallon tanks and went straight through
on
the
XR 650s. Yeah, where are we going, Jimmy? Cap 192 for 120 kilometers.
Yeah.
How's that work? I don't know. We're just gonna go riding. Good times. John Howlman says, I'm thinking of booting my 08 450X and getting a new 450L. What do you guys think of the new 450L?
I think it's a great idea because one, you have a fuel injected bike that has new technology, the new chassis, and probably the best thing about it is you can get a plate straight away and don't have to hassle with going green sticker or not or whatever. But the license plate is the key.
If you're looking for a license plate, the L is there's no question about that. But if you don't need a license plate, the X is that much more off-road.
Yeah, the new X is, it's almost the same bike as the L. I mean, the L, has features to make it legal on the street, of course.
It's quieter and a little heavier.
But the chassis, the engine, the transmission, everything is the same as the X.
Yeah.
And so you can, if you don't need to go on the street or don't want to, the X is a very capable machine. And
if you know a guy, you can make it really capable, like in Nevada.
Yeah, like
to ride in the dirt.
Kendall and Preston and Ricky, their racing 450Xs are, turning out to be a really nice race bike, and we're really happy with those. And but you could virtually do the same thing with the L.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's the same architecture. It's the same thing. Let's see. Andrew McDaniel wants to congratulate Preston on the Sprint Enduro Championship. So that was a West Coast, or is it District 37?
It was a District 37 because really the old school enduro series is non-existent anymore, so they revamped it and made it a Sprint Enduro series. So no more timekeeping.
Johnny, what are your top 2 places you have ridden in your life, and where do you want to ride but haven't?
Well, I probably can't say a couple of spots that I've ridden, but I mean, I'm a Baja guy. I love going down the peninsula, and I still to this day see new places down there, and it's phenomenal to ride there. But I've also ridden up in Washington and had some awesome single track up in that state, and I seem to find some pretty great places wherever we go. But as far as going riding. Man, you know what? It sure would have been nice to ride through some of that area in Saudi Arabia. I tell you, that was an amazing place.
It made me think like, man, I might want to go back and try to do that again, just to ride. And that's what I remember about racing in Africa. It's much as it was like racing, and it was a job and it was serious. Man, there's some of the best, most vivid memories of the most beautiful places that I've ever ridden. Pink sand dunes on the side of the Niger River and and like things that, I didn't realize that you could ride 200 and 300 miles and never have to go through a hoop-de-doo, on your dirt bike. So stuff like that is pretty cool. Kendall, where's your favorite places?
Oh man, that's such a really tough question. I mean, there's some really memorable places. I feel like when I went over and did Romaniacs, the Carpathian Mountains.
Mountains,
like some of the trails, single track trails, were just like some of the best I've ever ridden. Like Johnny said, I really, really enjoyed riding Baja, and some of the mystiques of Baja and some of the different areas really are really a good time, and especially if the weather's right and the crew you have with these rides, it's really fun. And I mean, I've had really good rides growing up in Sequoia, Dove Springs. I went to Sawtooth Mountains one time, or National Forest, and it was unreal. So I like forest and desert, I would say. But those spots I named were definitely some of the top.
Let's see. We got those ones out of the way. And George is nice enough. He put Raceco's website up in the...
awesome. Thanks, George.
On the forum. Up to 88 people, George.
91 a minute ago.
Fat Master thanks you.
Yeah. It looks like you're going to have to sit in the sidelines for a little while. I'm going to bring in, high power co-hosts like this. Logan's over there smiling. He's all, no problem.
Bring it.
You got to just bump that your Instagram handle. We got to give that out so you can get more followers like these guys. You just laugh. Andrew says we skipped this. Did you guys study Saudi Arabia and know what it was like? That it was like our backyard. I can say that I spent a lot of time on Google Earth. Probably enough to where they were probably watching, why is this guy looking at Saudi Arabia on Google Earth so much? Why is this American dude look so interested in it? And looking at what the ground looked like and comparing it to places we had around here for training to try to find some similar stuff. And we just could kind of only guess what we thought it was going to be like. But I know. And I talked to a couple of people that had been there, and they didn't exactly, like Ricky says, it's like Barstow. They didn't say it was like Barstow. But
Barstow without the hoops. That's what he said all the time.
Barstow without the hoops. Yeah, so did I use stock gearing on my KTM 300 and the King of the Hammers? Yes, I did, Kyle. The bike was, yes. Actually, I've got a video about the bike that I have to edit, but I'm not very good at that, so I haven't done it. But yeah, stock gearing on that thing. I think it's $1,450. Yeah, that sounds good to me.
You guys got up to 97 a minute ago, but then you interrupted Johnny.
And we lost.
And it dropped down to 90.
Okay, so if I quit interrupting, we might actually tap 100 live viewers.
World record.
Well, I'm getting pretty thirsty. Kendall Norman. Eduardo Rojas says, Saludos a Kendall Norman, sus amigos de Sonora or I can't speak Spanish, Orbagun. Sounds like Oregon.
Yeah. We were talking about like amazing places that I've ridden, and I rode with my friend Pinchy Ramon in Obregon with some friends over there, and we went to the Copper Canyon.
Oh.
And wow.
On mainland.
Yeah, on mainland, and rode through some mountains and some nice dirt roads, and it was really saludos.
Saludos. Kip wants to know, Johnny, do you have a good story about Bruce and something that he taught you? Well, we don't have 4 or 5 hours, right?
Kip, that's forever. We can definitely talk about that for a long, long time.
What's probably like one thing?
Oh gosh, I mean, Bruce was so amazingly organized, and his memory was just so powerful, and I think I feel like I can never achieve like his organizational skills, but he definitely taught me a lot about that, and also about the feeling on the bike, like testing and a test method and things like that. So, I listened to Bruce for 17 years with my ears, down, and never really questioned one thing that he told me. But those two things, I think the testing and the organization skills is what really has helped me in my career.
Yeah. I was going to say, just right off the top of my head, just, how organized he was, and just everything had a system. There was like kind of a system. This is the steps to do that. I remember he used to think I was a goofball. Actually, I know a question I want to ask. How did you convince him to let me ride with you in 96 was the first time, right?
Yeah, 95 Baja 1000.
I think it was 96.
No, 95.
Okay, one of those years.
It was Tijuana to La Paz.
Right.
I think we went through a period of there wasn't a lot of choices for really strong partners and stuff, and you weren't really pushing your racing career or anything at that point, but I think Bruce really respected you because of your grit and your tenacity, and so even though he thought some of your methods were a little crazy, he knew. He knew enough that I needed to go riding with you and start riding weekly with you to, enhance my skills and my toughness and stuff. And so I don't think it was really a hard sell or anything. It's just, I think he trusted you with your abilities.
So what I'm getting is there was really nobody else. It's like I was kind of like one of the last guys available.
Well, you were a magazine guy.
I didn't even race. I quit. I think
you quit racing. So as far as the racers at that point, it wasn't a lot of choices, and some of the the Green brand had a lot of the great riders. They snapped them all up, and
yeah.
You were definitely a top pick, and it definitely enhanced.
Last guy available.
Last guy available.
Okay. Dustin asks, Jimmy, are you going to the Moran race this weekend? The pits are by you. Are you kidding me? like one race and I'm back.
I'm not.
You're
back, dude.
No more racing. No, I won't. I probably won't be there. We convinced you, Johnny. You convinced Andrew McDaniel to buy a new 450X. He says it's his choice.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Andy.
And Eric Hall says the 450X got this fat ADV rider through the Sonora Rally. So, and George put up your JCR Speed Shop is in there. Can that fix your L?
Yeah.
They know how to do that.
Yep.
There's some guys. You know some guys?
Yep.
You should have talked about those guys. Let's see. Tell your George is pumping it up, trying to get the very important question for you guys. Important. Patty Blaze asks, "What are we doing next February for Johnny's big 50th birthday?"
I don't know, Patty, but there's got to be a band involved.
A band.
Get Stevie and Trust Me on board, a band, and we'll have some fun.
Let's see. Will Preston be on a 450 at the Hare and Hound on Sunday?
Yeah. 100%.
Are we talking about racing again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't help it. I mean.
Yeah, so he will be on the 450 at the Hare and Hound?
Yeah.
Is it a national?
Yeah, it's a national in Post, Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So he'll be there on his 450X.
Yep. Johnny, have you effectively moved into Bruce Ogilvy's shoes at Honda, meaning you can help Honda bring cool bikes to the market? Asks Robert Miller.
Well, I've been involved the last several years in the new generation of CRFs off-road. So the L and the X and the RX series. I've been involved with some of the development of those models.
And on that same question, Levi wants to know, what do you think is better for desert racing, 450 RX or 450X?
We'll leave that one to Kendall.
Yeah, I mean, the 450 RX is a great bike, but as far as desert's concerned, I would definitely choose the 450X. I mean, it comes with a 6-speed transmission and a chassis a little more compliant for your desert needs. And I mean, you really can't go wrong.
Yeah, I totally agree. I agree 100%. I think it's not so much the sixth gear for desert racing, but just the chassis, the way that the bike just it doesn't feel as sharp or as harsh to me. Just
the chassis
it plows through stuff better.
Suspension and everything is going to be a lot more forgiving and give you a lot better of a ride than the RX is going to give you.
Yep.
Where the RX is designed more for a motocross track and a GP kind of course,
Dan McGranahan wants to know who can do bigger whips, Kendall, Norman, or Timmy Wiegand.
Jimmy Lewis.
I can't do. I can put my butt out farther off the side of the motorcycle.
Now that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, butt whip. It's kind of like a scrub. I kind of do the scrub too, where you turn your bike stays straight off the jump, but you turn your whole body kind of crooked on the bike, so your butt goes off one side and your shoulders both on the other side, and that's a kind of like a butt scrub. Can you do that one, Kendall?
Quinn Cody
can do that one too.
Oh, really good.
Maybe he was copying me. Did Quinn see my style sometime?
Yeah, you guys ride together.
Yeah. If Victor wants to know, when is your birthday?
My birthday?
Yeah, when's your birthday? In February or March?
I don't know. Ask Patty.
So, okay. I think we've rifled through most of the questions in the chat room. It's 8:00. That went through pretty quick.
Dang!
Yes.
Look at that.
And everybody that's sitting in front of us is now asleep. Right?
They're looking at their phones or asleep. And
yep. Hey, Gabe, when are you going to get this thing all edited up? Try for tomorrow. Well, I'm not going to give you any money because last time it was like it made you go away. It's not how it's supposed to work. So tomorrow we're going to go look at potential tour routes, right?
Yeah.
Analyze some tours.
Yeah.
Through my riding school business and stuff, we might be having some tours where you can go riding with Johnny Campbell, which would be super cool. I think it'd be super cool. Hopefully my nose holds in. So I'm already a mouth breather anyway, so it doesn't make too much of a difference. Any parting thoughts, guys? Anything else? Got any other, tell me a good Dakar story for this year.
Well, a good Dakar story would be, I think Kendall and I were both once we got a few days into this thing and Ricky's leading it, and just every day you're just, kind of hoping, all right, hope we don't make any mistakes on Ricky's end or my end or Kendall's end. And so we were just really careful about, what we would say around Ricky, and we would also just, encourage him, and we'd look at the road books and stuff. But I think about halfway through, Kendall and I were kind of like, should we change the motor? We got to change the motor. We're getting nervous, Nelly, and stuff. And, we had some discussions about it, of course, with engineers, and they assured us everything was looking good. And we kept analyzing stuff the best that we could. But, about halfway through, we wanted to swap the motor, But, I'm glad we didn't, because that would have been a 15-minute plus penalty. And who knows if that motor would have made it the whole way too. So
it's, I mean, this from building motors, all the times you build all the Baja motors and stuff. It's like, you put them together and you could do two of them perfect, and one's going to last so long and another one's going to last this long. And it's just maybe, and I think now with all the materials testing and stuff has gotten so much better. But it still, I remember when I was in Dakar, you were there the year I was there. Remember the year I ran it without oil for all that time?
Yeah, it was pretty good. Big rocks.
Big rock skid, yeah. Drained all the oil out, rode it for like 100 kilometers, no oil. Well, I got some oils from those Touareg guys. I went and they gave me their used oil that they took out of there, that they were using. They were burning it is what they were using, but it was better than what was in there, which was nothing. And we poured it in and it kind of lubed everything up. But they changed my motor after that. And back then you were allowed to change a motor. You had a homologated or a second motor that had been verified, and they could swap it and they put it in. But they took that motor back to Germany and said that I could have finished the race on that motor. It was still fine. And I mean, that's a big air-cooled, BMW, and also maybe whatever oil they were running inside it was good. It was really sticky stuff and it stayed there. But yeah, sometimes you just never know. Like you hear, I mean, think about just, for instance, just stock bikes, and they do, let's say 3,000 of them. And there's going to be the 30 of them that just for some reason something breaks on them. And so 1%, and why is that? Why is it one versus the other? You never really know.
Yeah, it's not, nothing's perfect. You're not perfect. So it was just one thing that, we as like experienced racers over the years and knowing what things are going through, we're just like, we were just really wanted to err on the side of caution. But
and he had enough time built up to where you could have done that and he still would have had the lead.
Yeah, and that's what we were kind of looking at. But, Ricky was like, nope. Things running good. Let's keep it rolling. And
yeah.
Like, okay. So, we trusted our process and we trusted the team and we made it happen. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
was it fun?
I had a blast. I don't know. Kendall had.
It's a lot of work. Yeah.
I mean, looking back on it, yeah, it was a great experience. It was fun. It was a lot of work. Culturally, the country was a lot different than we're used to.
Yep.
And that was interesting to be a part of it. Also, had to get used to it at first. But, there was parts of the desert that looked really interesting and really beautiful and really fun. And then there was parts that looked so flat and vast, like you kind of lost your sense of direction in them. Because it was like a mirage effect.
Yeah.
And then the camels and everything. Yeah, it was interesting. The food was decent. Like if you've ever been to Taste of India or any of those Taste of the Middle East, like any of those Middle Eastern restaurants, and you get kind of like accustomed to that, like times that by 10, it was better than, wasn't bad.
Huh.
I think it beat my expectations on a lot of fronts, that country. And yeah, it was a good host country, I would say.
Yeah, having not been there or to the South South American ones and stuff, it's kind of hard to comment. I mean, just remember how gnarly, and Johnny could be able to compare it to the African ones. A lot different, a lot nicer. Yeah, different. He's shaking his head.
Africa was
Africa was Africa.
It was tough.
The food is tough in Africa.
So gnarly, but the
spaghetti every night for me.
Yeah,
spaghetti with ketchup.
You had to go with something safe there for sure.
Yeah. So okay, a couple other quick questions came in. What did you think of Skylar Howe's effort? You guys?
Yeah, Skylar rode great.
Yeah, Skylar did a heck of a job. He came out and did some work with us, with Jimmy and stuff in December, and he actually impressed me. There he did a really good job and with his navigation and stuff. And but yeah, in Saudi, he put together a really great effort and finished 9th overall. Top 10.
Yeah,
and he even had to go through some adversity and. His racing partner, got hurt and Garrett,
yeah.
and stuff. And so that his racing boss and He also, I know he broke a swing arm pivot bolt one day.
Twice.
Twice,
yeah. Which is really weird.
Yeah, and not being on a factory team and finishing in the top 10 is very honorable.
Was he considered an elite rider? Was he in that group?
No, not yet, but now he is.
Oh yeah. Once you're in top 10 and stuff like that. Yeah.
So he earned it. He did a great job.
So cool. Well, everybody's saying thanks. You guys killed it on the Dakar effort and stuff. Kendall, did you change up Ricky's suspension based on the train for each stage?
No, he basically came up with a setting before the race and just ran it. I mean, he came up with something he was comfortable with, and he knew what it would do and what it wouldn't do, and he did a really good job keeping it going. And yeah, so basically the suspension setting stayed the same.
Yeah. And that's what he was riding the last couple times we were out here with, right? Yeah. I knew when he got happy with that bike. It was kind of funny because like last year he was kind of back and forth. And there was sometime this year where he came back and you could just tell, they're just the way Ricky is. It's all of a sudden it's not an issue anymore. It's like, okay, I'm done with that. It was like he felt like he was done with suspension testing.
Yeah, he likes to do stuff, get it put to bed so he can concentrate on
the next thing.
Navigating.
So, all right, and everybody, hey, thanks for joining us on this Tuesday night. If you're live, if you're watching this on the YouTubes or listening to it, thanks again. Tell a friend about Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. You can get a T-shirt. Look, they're right up there. Dirt bike test T-shirts, and the one guy that ordered one last week, I'll probably send it out this week. I think. But first I gotta clean the bathroom and broom out the shop. But right after that, I'll get to that shirt order. And thanks to Kendall and Johnny for coming out tonight, and everybody else for hanging out. We will likely see you next Tuesday for our 50th episode. There's a rumor we're going to be at Ramiro's Mexican restaurant in Pahrump, Nevada for that show.
Woo-hoo.
50th isn't next. Okay, so
we're on 48.
We're at the 48th. So maybe at the 49th we'll go down there and just test it out. We'll test the waters down there, and if the internet connection's bad and stuff, we'll do the 50th back here. So we'll see how it works. So maybe we'll see you at Ramiro's next Tuesday. So for Kendall and Johnny, this is Jimmy Lewis, and we will see you out on the trail. Cheers.
Thank you.